late August. I am in southern Idaho at the Forks on the Jarbidge River. And I'm going to head into Jarbidge today. So Jarbidge is one of the most remote towns in the lower 48. Go check that out. Got a route. Takes me from there across a couple of mountain ranges and into the Black Rock Desert. We got some time to kill between a couple of work events that I drove out here for. So I'm excited about it. I think it'll be a good one. Y'all come along, let's get out. That FJ40 right there is just begging to be rescued. It would be really cool to have a Land Cruiser out of this place. Let's go check it out. Well, had lunch at the little cafe there at the Outdoor Inn. It's close enough to lunchtime, so why not? And I'm gonna get started on my route coming out of Jarbidge and see how far I make it. Let's do it. All right, so route deviation, because this is way different than I was planning on. So I know it doesn't show on the camera, but so I'm holding the camera what I perceive as level. Yeah, it's really steep, really rocky. I'm by myself, so I'm not gonna chance it. So I'm slowly gonna back down this grade and I'm gonna follow another route out of town. So it's all part of the adventure. This feels so sketchy. Right, well, I've got an alternate route out of town and I'm gonna try to take it and circle back around to my original route. So we'll see if that works for us, because that climb was entirely too steep and I was slipping on too many rocks. I'm not aired down right now, which I probably should have been. But doing that alone, and I could see further up the trail it got even steeper, so not gonna chance rolling or sliding back downhill or any of that crap. So this is meant to be relaxing, not terrifying. Well then. For reference, I'm holding the camera level. Yeah, I'm just kind of letting this take me. My seatbelt is locked. I'm like, all I can do is just ease down it. So about the time you figured out that this was going to be really gnarly, it was too late. So it looks like I can see kind of the bottom there where it starts tapering off. So my guess is some side-by-sides have been through here, but that's probably about it. Yeah, this is tight. Oh, and that's going to be a bit off camber. Here we go. You know, really though, now that I think about it, it's not any worse than it was in that one spot in New Mexico when I was solo. So that was pretty sketchy too. This, at least I got trees on the side. Let me finish making it through this. See, this is, it still doesn't do it justice on camera, how unlevel the truck is. Some of this stuff has been so steep coming down, like that road over there, that it actually sloshed fuel from my auxiliary tank into my main. That's steep, because that neck is really high up on that tank. Tell you what, there are worse places to have a cabin. But in the fall, this is incredible. So this little creek here actually runs underneath that cabin down there, so I guess they can tap that for fresh water. That's pretty cool. This is awesome. I still can't believe I drove down that. That was so sketch. Alright, so I'm changing up the route a little bit because this road's going to be a little smoother and get me to kind of my next area I want to be in a little quicker. It's already going to be dark. Sun's already set behind the mountains, so it's going to be more of a night run, and I'd prefer not to do that crawling through some of the roads that I have, because I wasn't planning on staying in this part of the state tonight. So I may be doing some flatland desert running tonight with all the lights on. That could be fun, but I gotta make up some ground here. Let's get after it. You just didn't know what to do. My lights are bright enough that street light up there just turned off.